Fortnite Chapter 6 is here, as well as OG Fortnite, and I've found the best keyboard and mouse settings that really allow you to abuse the hit scan weapons and hit shots like these. I've been testing them out in ranked as well as OG Fortnite, and these are definitely the best keyboard and mouse settings out right now. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. So first, I'm gonna try and get a solo versus duos win to show you guys what you can expect with these OP settings. What is going on here? What are you doing, pal? Fantastic idea. What are they doing? Okay. There we go. Let's go. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys my updated settings for Chapter 6. Okay, let's jump right into my settings. So for my window mode, I do play on full screen. You're going to want to do this as well because it gives you the lowest latency and also the highest FPS. My resolution is 2K, but that's because my monitor is a 2K monitor. For VSync, you're definitely going to want to turn that off because it gives you horrible input delay in FPS. And for your FPS, you're going to want to set it to the highest that you consistently get. For me, that's 240, but I could change mine to 360 when I'm not recording. Next, we have rendering mode, and I use performance mode because it gives you the highest FPS. My brightness, I just have that set to 115%, and then I keep user interface contrast set to the default. I don't actually use colorblind settings because I find they don't help that much with being able to see people, so I have mine set to off. And these couple of other settings are also just related colorblind, but since I already have that off, it doesn't matter what they're on. So under graphics quality for my 3D resolution, I just have this set to 100%, which makes the game look the best. Then I just have nanite turned off because I'm not on DirectX 12. And then for view distance, I have this set to near, but I can also put it on far if I want to, and it doesn't really tank my FPS that much. Now for textures, you're definitely going to want to set this on low, and then for meshes, if you can, set it to low as well. Then I have show FPS on, and then you're going to want to turn report performance stats off because it can really tank your FPS. And now we're on to my audio settings. For volume, I have my main and sound effects set to 70% and then voice chat set to 100% so I can hear people more clearly. Everything else is set to be 0% though because I don't really care about hearing the music, the dialogue, and these other settings don't really seem to do anything. Next we have sound quality, which I've set to high, and then I have 3D headphones turned off because they don't really do anything anyways. For background audio, I have it set to all sounds, and then for subtitles, I have everything set to the lowest setting. Of course, you already know I have to have visual sound effects on, and if you don't have this on, you really should turn it on because it's one of the most useful things in Fortnite right now. Under audio device, this is just what I have plugged in, so these are my headphones. And then since I'm a content creator, I have licensed audio set to off. Rocket racing music doesn't matter since I never even play it. But now we're onto the communication settings. For my communication settings, I basically just have everything on the default. And it really doesn't matter what you have here since it can't affect your performance that much. Under game for my matchmaking region, I have this set to auto since this gives me the lowest ping, and then for my language I have this set to system default. For movement, I have auto run lock zone set to on, double tap to auto run set to on, toggle sprint on, auto open doors off, my mantle activation is hold jump, and my hurdle activation is press jump. Under combat, I have hold to swap weapons turned off, toggle targeting turned off, and then mark danger when targeting set to on. I don't use auto pickup weapons, and then for my preferred item slots, this is how I have it set up. I always like having my heals to the right, so you're going to want to turn on auto sort consumables. Now for building, I have reset building choice set to off, disable pre-edits on, turbo building on of course, and then auto confirm edit set to both. I've been testing a lot with simple edit and it seems really OP, but since it's not currently in tournaments, I have this set to off. Of course though, if they add it back in, I'll definitely use simple edit because it is crazy OP. Let me just show you real quick how good simple edit actually is. And then of course, if you're using Simple Edit, you're going to want to turn Tap to Simple Edit on. Under Tutorial, I have this just set to the default, which I think is on. And then for my extra game options, these are all set to the default. Now under FOV, you're going to want to set the minimum to 70 and the maximum to 105. And this will just allow you to see more when you're sprinting. Now for replays, I have record replays on, but I have large scene replays off, creative replays on, and then high quality replays set to off. Under energy saving, I have activate sleep mode set to never, enable idle energy saving set to off, and enable interactive window energy set to off as well. And then lastly, for rocket racing, this is all at the default because I never play it. These are my game UI settings, and you can copy them if you want. I have both my damage and HUD scale set to around 70%, and then everything else down here is set to on. Now one setting you're going to want to make sure you have on is net debug stats, because this will allow you to see if you're lagging or not and what your ping is overall. I have these two settings set to off, and then patchwork and rocket racing are also set to off. Now I don't actually play controller, so none of these settings here affect me. But right here under my mouse and keyboard settings, these are really important. Under my X and Y axis sensitivity, I have it set to 8.5, and my targeting scope is set to 55.2%. Now my building and editing is also set to 155%. My sensitivity here is set up so that I can have super quick builds, but also be able to be super accurate when I'm aiming down sights. Oh, then for my DPI, I have that set to 800. Ignore controller input set to off, lock input method as mouse is set to on, and then I have custom diagonals set to on. For my custom diagonals, I have the forward diagonal angle set to 75, the strafe angle set to 90, and then the backwards diagonal set to 135. And this just allows you to move side to side, almost like you have double movement. Also, these settings down here don't really matter unless you play rocket racing. For keyboard controls, I'd recommend you just using what you're used to, or finding some new ones, but you're welcome to copy mine if you want to. One key button you guys should definitely be using is cursor mode. I have mine set to tab, and basically this allows me to pull out my inventory by pressing tab, and then when I let go, my inventory goes away. And it's really useful for if you just need to drop weapons quickly, like in chapter 4 when you could do the hammer slam trick. Now I haven't played controller in a really long time, but you guys are welcome to copy my controller settings if you're looking for some decent ones. My controller mapping is also set to the default, so probably just use what works best for you. Now for account and privacy, it doesn't really matter what you have, but I have my season level set to show on, and then all these other ones are set to off, including hidden matchmaking delay. Make sure you have this set to 0 seconds, because if you have it on, it can add queue time, which is really annoying. So yeah, these were my updated Chapter 6 Season 1 settings. Make sure to let me know in the comments if they're useful, as well as making sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.